to invest $100,000 right here, right now, I would not put a dime into the stock market or real estate. In fact, I'd do the opposite. I built a 9-figure company and invested in countless businesses. And here's the truth. If you want to see a real return on investment, your first investment has to start with you. Here's how I would put my first $100,000 to work if I was starting from scratch. Number one, when you're just starting out, the only thing you should be focused on is increasing your income. I work with business owners every single day, and as they become more successful, the question becomes, what do I do with my additional income? So the first step is always figuring out income producing skills, not taking the $20,000 that you might have to invest and thinking that that is going to be what creates long-term wealth. You will be much more successful if you learn the skills to increase your income so that you have $100,000 to invest or $1 million to invest or $10 million to invest versus just thinking that all of a sudden you're going to get rich off of investing. Once you have $1 million that you are able to invest, then you can make investment decisions. But until then, you're not making investment decisions. You're making decisions to invest in yourself for you to learn how to make more income so that in the future you can invest in things that don't require your hard work. When you're early in your journey, your product isn't a portfolio, it's you. And the fastest way to grow is by stacking monetizable skills. Which brings me to point number 2. With any extra cash flow, you want to invest in your own skills, not stocks. Think about it like this. If you studied for 12 months, all of the skills required to go from making $100,000 a year to making $1 million a year, you have just 10x the return on what that education was. Where in the stock market are you seeing 10x returns? You're not. The greatest investment is you. Going from $100,000 to $1 million is the most vital step that you can take in actually creating true wealth because you gain so much confidence in that process. And it is learnable. It is not by magic or some special gene that certain people know how to make $1 million a year and other people only know how to make $100,000 a year. It is simply the acquisition of a skill set. How do I go from $100,000 to $1 million? What is required to go from $100,000 to $1 million? What communication skills don't I have? What technical skills don't I have? What sales skills don't I have? What strategic thinking skills don't I have? Your focus has to be on the acquisition of those skills to be able to create a result that takes you from $100,000 to $1 million. The great thing about learning to go from $100,000 to $1 million a year, it often doesn't require you to make an investment of $1 million to learn how to do that. But once you have invested in those skills through the education and the time that it takes to get those skills, you have that $1 million skill set for life. It doesn't just go away, and it's not something that anybody can ever take from you. You learn what's required to change yourself, to give up your existing environment and how you operate today, to transform into somebody else. You now have a valuable skill set that can never be destroyed. Number 3, you need to stop chasing paychecks and start chasing proximity. My life completely changed when I started to spend time around people who understood money. It was as if I was living in a dark room and all of a sudden somebody just turned the lights on. It was that fast because I could watch how they made decisions about how to spend money. And back during this time, I had such a scarcity mindset. I was so focused on preserving what I had, and I never spent any amount of time thinking that I could create more. I just had so much stuck attention on departing with the money that I made, even if in the long run, it was a better decision for me. And when I started to be around people who made a lot of money and the freedom in which they made choices, if you always knew you could create more, you would never be in fear of losing what you have. And just that proximity changed everything for me. Proximity. How do you get proximity? Well, you have proximity right now. You don't have to be with somebody in order to have proximity to them. You and I have proximity right now. You're spending time right now with somebody who has a 9-figure net worth. The more you can spend time with people who think differently than you, where you can observe their behaviors, where you can ask questions to them about how they think about things and start to mirror what they're doing and the way in which they live their life, you're going to start making better decisions. This is what's so incredible about living in an era with social media, because back in the day, you actually had to find mentors in person. Somebody had to know somebody to be able to introduce you to them so that you could get your foot in the door. That's not the case today. You can make yourself known just through engaging in social media content, just through reaching out to people and seeking mentors that you can be in proximity to who can change the way you think about money. Number 4, obsess over output, not your budget. Shrinking your lifestyle will not make you wealthy, but growing your output will. 80% of your time every single day should be focused on income producing skills. This has been a successful action for me over the last 7 years because I look at my calendar as the greatest asset that I have to help me make more money. 80% of how you spend your time should be focused on how do I increase my income, either in the job that you already have or in gaining skills for you to be able to do that job better so that you can make more in the work that you're already doing. If not, of course, you're not going to make more money. If you're not able to figure out how to make more money, you're not going to be able to have the confidence to invest in the ways that you want to invest. Your budget does not matter. You could spend less time budgeting things, penciling things out, making lists, and more time taking action on what you need to learn and do in order to increase your income. Number 5. In 2025, the highest ROI investment you can make with $100,000 is in your personal brand. Creating content online is one of the most challenging things to do because you have to actually confront who you are, what you believe in, and where you spend your time. And most people are not proud of the decisions that they make around those 3 areas. Use your social to highlight how great of a person you are and the decisions that you make every single day. Do you work out? Do you spend time with your family? What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? Document the process of becoming who you want to be, and then you won't have any shortage of content to create, and people will gain trust in you because they see the daily commitment. The recipe for success is investing in yourself and documenting that process. Now, I would never recommend that if you don't know how to generate $100,000 that you actually invest $100,000 in social media. That would not be the right thing to do. But you investing in a course or spending all of your time on YouTube with experts in the technical field that you're looking to become an expert in, do that, invest that time, and document that process, because social media is actually free. The hard part isn't posting on social media. It literally takes 15 seconds. It's you confronting that you will be doing this every single day consistently for a very long time while all of your friends think that it's cringy, while all of your friends make fun of you. In order for you to become an investor, you have to have first figured out the skills you need to develop in yourself to then be able to have enough excess capital to invest in things that make sense. And your social platform at that point also becomes a way for you to get access to cool deals, because the biggest hack in life is cool people want to do business with other cool people. You're not cool if you're lazy. You're not cool if you don't have skills. You're not cool if you're not able to create success. So that is always the first step. Do not get it twisted. Do not start saying that you're an investor before you've actually figured out how to make yourself a valuable asset. Actual successful people see right through that. It's a flex. It's a facade, but it's not real. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and check out my next video.